Guys, let's start with the introduction. I'm Shivansh Sethi, CEO and founder of Aiotize, iNeuron incubator startup. I specialize in IoT as per my graduation, but I pivoted my career towards drones and AI empowered drones to be precise. So the whole idea behind this webinar is to spread the awareness what exactly Aiotize is doing on iNeuron's innovation lab. So I'll just switch in the with the introduction to Aiotize as well. So at Aiotize we are building automation and business intelligence solutions for the industries. So basically Aiotize is we are dealing in port automation and other solutions which make the production environment of industries a lot more feasible, and you can monitor it. You can monitor your assets, inspections, workflows in the ease of your office. So the delegates don't have to go to the ground in order to check and keep a check over their employees or for other business matrices. So this is the demo video which I'll explain in a while. So this is our drone system which is empowered by AI layer. So the drone is capable enough to do detections, inspections, and other stuff. So this is a gas pipeline which is going on, and we have to find anomalies and abnormalities in the structure. For that purpose, our drone will go there on the field, and it will scan the whole infrastructure, point out all the mistakes or all the anomalies which are there in the infrastructure, and the repair or the other team don't have to really focus on. Just a second, guys. So sorry. So sorry for that. So this is the I'll just play the video now. So the gas pipeline is one example. Apart from it, these are the 4 USPs which Aiotize is working on, and a lot of help and lot of infrastructure help is being provided by iNeuron to reach to excel whatever we are committing. So we drive down the operational costs. So like there is a task which is being performed by 10 people, and they take 4 hours to complete that task. So what we are doing is we are bringing down the overall time taken for a particular task by 1/10. If it takes 4 hours, let's say it takes 1 hour, so we are able to do that the same task in 6 minutes. That is a very, very big number which I'm quoting here. So the accuracy is also being increased because a lot of things are there which are not visible in the visual spectrum of a human eye. But it's not true in the case of machinery. Machines have their own perspective, especially the AI-enabled drones. So the accuracy is exponentially increased as compared to the conventional workflow, and the reliability is also very much, because we offer success rate or the error margin is only like I guess 1 or 2%. We are offering 98% accuracy in some cases, 96, 90, 95. It all depends on the kind of use case we are operating. So accordingly, our reliability is more than the human labor. So this is a public event basically, and our drone is able to scan the whole public area where a lot of subjects are there, a lot of humans are there. So it can make out what is the density of the crowd, the speed of the crowd, the movement in which direction. So all this data which we collect could be utilized by event planners and big agencies like and also like FIFA, be it BCCI or ICC, to plan their events in such a way that they can put their promotional material or the sponsored material on certain places where the crowd density is maximum. And if any of the any one subject in the whole crowd is irritated or is about to charge at someone, or there's some fight happening, we can track it in real time and provide that footage to the nearby security personnel, so that they can reach the point and resolve what is there. In case the subject which is irritated tries to flee from the venue, we can also drone can track that person till a certain extent. So if it's in the vicinity of our operational area, that person cannot escape so easily. So all these value adds we are trying to build using our in-house technology. So when I say in-house technology, we are not procuring any off-the-shelf product from any company. We import our raw materials, and our AI team, the iNeuron team, all are working in order to bring this to life very soon, and so that industries and even individuals, B2C, the common public, can also make use of all this technological advancements. So this is a rail line survey in which so you can see this gravel. This is the ballast which on which the weight is distributed equivalent, so that there is less pressure on these girders and this rail line. In order to distribute the pressure properly, we lay down this ballast layer. And if there is any abnormality, like you can see this berth is broken, so I guess this is not visible from a human eye when the person is on the ground. But when we have an aerial view of certain occasions, we can make out where the anomalies are. So because this can be very much fatal, and all our clients have their private rail line as well. So our clients are Adani Ports and DP World. So what happens is they have their own private corridors where only their trains are running. So if anything happens on those tracks, it's the liability of our clients. So that's why, in order to curb that, we are using this AI enabled drones to do the survey, so that the operations could run seamlessly. Because it can be very much fatal if a train accident happens, that too on a private corridor. There would be no one to help. And how the conventional survey is going on of this particular rail line is 10 people travel 10 kilometers each, and in one direction, then 10 kilometers back to their origin. So in all, the person has to walk 20 kilometers, and they have to check all these logs, any abnormality or if there is any obstruction. So it takes around more than 5 to 6 hours for them to complete this task. And plus these corridors, they are not on the inside any city, or this is purely a jungle area, a deserted land where the rail line is going. And if anything happens to that particular surveyor, if any animal comes in, or he gets a snake bite, or he faints because of the heat and any other factor, there would be no one to rescue them. So that is a very risky business which they are doing as of now. So that's where we come into picture, and we offer our solutions. And our drone is able to cover 50 kilometers in about 2 hours, and that is a very major time saving, and as well as resource saving. And plus the cost is also exponentially low as compared to the conventional operations. And this is basically the cracks and the dents in the infrastructure, that is all detectable. And let's move. So this is an energy infrastructure. So how can you imagine a person could climb this much high, and if he climbs also, he's not able to do that task in one go. They have to move to and fro a couple of times in order to repair this particular breaker. So this is a circuit breaker basically. So to save time, to save the lives, what we do is we send the drone for a high level survey or inspection. And accordingly, if we find that okay, this is the abnormality, or this is the fault in the whole infrastructure, then only a human resource will go up and risk their lives. So that's a very major add-on in case of any natural calamity or any pandemic. So there is a lot of loss of life and loss of property, infrastructure. So when the relief teams come on the site, they don't have any idea. They don't have any visual perception that what exactly has happened, because a lot of, like, you can see the houses are intact also, and they are broken as well. So they have to focus equivalent on all the they have to hit and try basically. They have to go to each and every location and find the survivors. But if we feed them with the data, with the aerial data prior to when they are coming to the site, they'll have a very good idea that where they need to focus, and that can save a lot of lives as well. And this is a basically in the next slide, this is a control center, and where our team and the client's team sit together and take all the decisions. And we have a cloud-based AI engine, a cloud-based pipeline where a drone, a robot, or a camera, or an IoT sensor could transmit the data in real time, and we can process it and deliver on the dashboards in very very less time as compared to any other system. So a drone or a robot will send the video footage to the cloud pipeline where all the processing happens, and this cloud pipeline will deliver the results on a web page or a web portal, whatever we provide to our client. And our client can easily visualize whatever is going on their site, and what they need to do in order to improve the operations, because we are also working on data collection, and we feed them with the collected data and run the analysis on it, and that's how they are able to basically optimize their operations, and they can cut the costs, they can do it very much reliable way. So this is our vision. So Aiotize basically is incubated by iNeuron, and iNeuron is helping us in a lot of ways. All the infrastructure, lab facility, everything is provided by them. So this is a pitch deck which I'm showing you, but don't go on this. This webinar has no intention to sabotage anything. So this is just for your visual purpose, just for showing you basically. So we provide business intelligence and automation solutions using the drones. The topic of this webinar basically commercial drones. So that's why we are covering. We have all the commercial proposals here in this particular deck. So we provide situational awareness and aerial intelligence using our drones, and the major focus is right now on health, safety, and inspection markets. And our focus is on all the areas which have manual basically involvement. So where human resource has to be added, human resource has to perform certain actions like inspections and monitoring and surveillance, and crop scanning and all. So that's a very because when pandemic hit, a lot of our clients they were very much hit by this particular event, because they were not able to operate with their full potential because of lack of human resource. So drones could bridge this gap in a very very dynamic way. So the current scenario, if we talk about the current drone system which is in the market, they have a limited range operation. So you can say 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, they are not able to transmit data or any video from that distance, because those are hobby based drones, and we are talking about commercial drones. So the information is not, whenever the drone comes back to the origin, then only we plug it in our system, and then we can take the data out. And the human input is always necessary for this particular operation, because there has to be a pilot for a drone, right? But that is not the case when we come to our system. I'll explain how we are solving all these challenges, how we are launching our commercial products and all. So information has to be mapped manually. Suppose I send a drone to map a rail line. So what will happen is, it can take photographs or it can take video, but in order to stitch them together, in order to get the output, there won't be any automation for that. You have to place each and every image and stitch it, and then only you can get a idea that whatever you have scanned or mapped. But we have answer to all these solutions. So I'll just show that as well in the coming slides. So this is a BV loss. BV loss stands for beyond visual line of sight. Beyond visual line of sight is like if we want to deliver a particular food package to basically any client. Suppose I'm a restaurant and I want to deliver food 6 or 7 kilometers away. The rider comes in and he takes the food, give it to the client, and that's how the transaction happens. But when we talk about drones, so in that case, we'll just put on a package on the drone. It will go to that 6 or 7 kilometer destination, and client can easily, it will hover on your balcony, and just you need to show a QR code and you are good to go. You're good to have your food. So the cost basically of both the things are way lot different. A conventional delivery is done in around 30 to 40 rupees each delivery. That is a rough cost which I'm telling you. But if we use drone for the same purpose, your cost would be around 5 to 7 rupees per delivery. That's like less than one third of the actual cost. So as we figure out some abnormalities in the conventional system or the system which are existing, this is about the drones which are there right now in the market. They have a very short range, and aerial data is not processed properly. And in our case, we have unlimited range of operation because we have integrated mobile network also with the radio frequency. So our drone has two or three set of communications at a single instant. We also transmit data using the radio frequency. Second, we can also use 4G and 5G modules to transmit the data, transmit the video. It can directly upload the video to our drive or our cloud pipeline. And but again, the network coverage, this is a very common question which I get, that what if there is no network coverage, how will the drone operate? So as I said, we have radio frequency for redundancy. If anything happens, radio frequency will be transmitting the data. If both of them also fail, we have also integrated our drone system with satellite communication. So that is a very costly communication, but in a lot of cases, the cost is not a big factor because the outcome of that particular task is very valuable. So many of the clients are ready to bear that cost as well. And that's what happens. So real-time data sharing is what our system does. We have, because we don't have any range constraints, we get the live footage from the drone all the time, and it can be streamed to any platform as well. Like if you want to stream it to YouTube, that is also possible. If you want to stream it to any other service, any other server, we can easily do that. And our drones have machine learning and AI object detection algorithms in it. So what happens is, if there is any obstruction, or if there is any obstacle which comes into its way, so the drone has a set algorithm. It will look for it will move up, and it will again check that is there any gap from which it can travel in. If there is a suitable route, it will go in that particular route. If there is a building or any obstruction of any tree in the whole vicinity, then it will automatically maneuver itself and correct its position and do the needful. And the fourth thing in our BVLOS system is that whenever, like I told you, the photographs are taken, but we don't have any idea how to stitch them and all. So in our case, what it does is, whenever the drone captures any particular picture, or any, it clicks a photograph, it also captures the geo coordinates of that particular location where the image has been taken. So what happens is, if we take 1,000 images, we have those Google coordinates or the Google map coordinates with us, and it will automatically arrange the images in such a way that a person can visualize it very much easily. So that all happens autonomously because we already have the Google coordinates. It just has to layer down, or lay down each and every image in that. So let's move on. So yeah, let's talk about the solution. So majorly, our drones, as I already told you, has three set of communications, and what we are doing is we are eliminating the outdated technology which is already present. So there are a lot of drones, but they lack in one way or the other. If it's a very good drone, it will not have a autopilot. If it has a autopilot, it will not have a good payload or a good camera. So that's where we come into picture, and we provide whatever is expected out of the solution. So the satellite communication and the 4G communication and the radio frequency together brings in the real-time results to our clients. And that is basically, guys, priceless, because if we save a lot of time of our stakeholders who are either CEOs or CXOs, so they can easily monitor, and they don't have to do anything fancy for that. They just have to click a link, and they are good to go. They'll have all the footage, all the data live on their dashboard on the screen. So these are some of the indigenous products which we manufacture, and we are working on them. So the first drone, it's called hybrid VTOL. So drones basically comes into two or three categories. One is the multi-rotor drone. So you can see these drones are multi-rotor drones, and what happens is they work on creating a lift, and they achieve that particular height which we set, and then they move in the direction whatever we give. But the thing is, we face a lot of drag, we face a lot of other resistance in terms of wind and all. So these particular drones are not really preferred for a open air or a very open space, because the drag and lot of other forces make it very much inefficient, if I must say, because if they face a gushy wind, their battery life or their endurance will be hit by a very major number. Just to curb that, we have designed fixed wings. So basically, up the two models which you can see on the first and the second space. So what happens is four rotors work conventionally like the multi-copters or the multi-rotors. When it achieves that particular height where whatever we need, then these four motors switch off, and you can see there is a rudder motor. This rudder motor start its operation, and this drone, it works on the glide feature. So the four rotors won't be consuming any charge, and it will get the good lift, and there will be less drag because this shape is basically an aerofoil, so wind will just pass above it and below it, and we can achieve very good flight times or a very good endurance from them. In some cases, I've seen fixed wings which are able to traverse to about 2.5 hours as well. That is a very big number. In our case, we have already successfully designed systems which are able to do a flight time of about 60 minutes, and very soon we will be scaling this particular parameter, and let's hope like we are also able to do it for 2 or 3 hours in future. The research is going on. The team is very much dedicatedly working on it. So these are the payloads. So let's talk about payloads as well. So what kind of basically payloads are there? Payload is, you can imagine it as the camera or basically any sensor that is called a payload in this our industry. So mica sense, this is a multispectral camera. How we can use this, basically this is used in agriculture. So if there is any crop infection, if there is any you know pesticide or insecticide has to be sprayed. So for that particular task, we have to scan the agricultural land first. We can also make out using this sensor that what is the oxygen level in the and what is the moisture level in the soil. Plus, we can also make out what is the growth rate of the crops. We can scan it on equal intervals, and we can calculate that. So this particular sensor, like our honorable Prime Minister also mentioned that the government will be pumping a lot of money in the Kisan drone segment. So if any of you have plans, in future to do your startups and offer services in agricultural sector, Mica Sense is your tool, man. Just blindly you start working on Mica Sense and integrate it with your drone, and rest will be history, because government is pumping a lot of funds in this particular segment, and once this takes off, the other segments will also be elevated automatically. The second payload, it's optical zoom camera. It is just like any normal camera or any normal DSLR which is there in the market. So it captures RGB, red, green, blue, and IR based imagery as well. So again, we get this question a lot of times, that will the drones be able to operate at night and all. So the answer is yes. It's not any drone doesn't know any night or any morning. Basically, the cameras are designed in such a way that they are able to capture the footage. They are able to do their task, whatever they are designated to it, even at the night time. So we switch to IR, infrared, at night, and our operations can keep on going on. So we have DJI based. So DJI, I must like all of you might know, DJI is a very popular drone brand. I must say the first brand in the drones, and they have been in the market from last 15-20 years, and they have perfect, drones in their inventory. But so that's why, there are a lot of sensors which come only with DJI. But if people are not able to afford the full drone, what they do is they just take the payload of that drone that is also available in the open market. So they integrate that payload with their own custom drone, and they operate. They can do whatever they want to do. So basically, that's why DJI optical sensors are very much famous, and we have also integrated some of the sensors in our system. So let's talk about the other camera, which is FLIR. It is a dual imagery, and it has thermal and night vision capabilities. So this FLIR is basically an American-based brand, and they are the only brand, or they are the leading brand in basically the thermal cameras for drones. Because the thing is, uh, we have a lot of thermal cameras, but those are not of the form factor of those cameras are not that they can be put with the drone and sent to a particular location. So this particular camera FLIR, we have also procured it. Ainuron got it procured for us from the FLIR company. We have this camera in our lab, and if any of you are interested, we would love to host you. You can come on board, you can try these cameras, you can try different kinds of payloads with our drones. So we will be honored if any of you can learn something from us, me and my team. So the fifth camera is Intel depth sense camera. So if you have heard, Intel has recently launched a lot of depth sensing cameras. In depth sensing cameras, what happens is, in normal camera we get a picture that is in x and y axis, so that is 2D image. But if we want to also calculate the depth, suppose I want to know how much far am I from the webcam. So webcam won't be able to give me the distance because it only works in 2D. But this particular cameras, they have a 3D capability, where they have lidars and the laser rangefinders, for also on the board. So you can see these are the two stereo cameras, and we also have a lidar. In some cases we also have 4 or 5 other sensors which are able to calculate the depth of in the image as well. So it can tell how far the subject is when it takes when we operate a drone. So like a lot of cases we also need the depth, because we need to visualize a lot of infrastructure, or if there is any object or any building. So we need the Z axis as well. That is where this camera comes in handy. And lidars. So lidars basically very much laser. It's a laser guided technology, and it can easily tell the obstructions, or any, if we need to do object detection, or if we need to bypass, or we need to operate our drone fully autonomously, we have to use a lidar which keeps on running. So you can see the head. It can rotate in 360 degrees. We just need to place this on top of the drone, and it will keep on checking the obstacles near the drone, and letting the flight controller know that okay, these are the obstructions and we don't need to go there. So guys, this was about the payload, and let me show you some basic drones, or the components which are very much important for making a successful commercial drone. So you can see this drone. This is basically, we are testing this drone to do multiple tasks. We are able to use this autopilot in this drone, and it is able to traverse on given points. We just upload the waypoints, or upload the points where it need to go, and we also need to set the altitude, with what altitude does it need to carry, and it will go there on all the waypoints we set, and come back doing the mission successfully. We have a video also on the Ainuron. Let me show you that video as well. So Ainuron has posted that video recently only, so that was not a long way back. Just a second. see, this was a trailer, I guess. This is the one which we recently did. So the team, this is our team. Some of them are from Ionuron family, some of them are from Aiotize family, and we are coming together to build this wonderful, job. So this we are demonstrating the same drone which I just showed you. So we are planning the mission. We are dropping the waypoints. I'll stop the music. So we are dropping the waypoints when you saw the shot where me and the pilot were standing. So it's basically not machine planning, it's mission planning and autopilot. So this is all running on autopilot. We are not flying it manually. We just give the points and the drone traverses autonomously. That is a very major breakthrough because if we need to send it to 5 or 10 kilometers away, then the pilot won't be able to fly without checking the conditions nearby. In that case, we'll have to switch to autopilot anyways. So these are the 4 waypoints which we had uploaded. This was the origin, this was second one, this was third, and the fourth point. What happens on the fourth point is when it reaches the fourth point, it already knows that the mission is about to end. It will go automatically to the origin. So you'll see here. So it reaches the fourth point, it will stop and it will turn and go to the origin automatically. We have to put these algorithms for fail safes in this drone, because what if it goes out of a certain boundary, it should come to land automatically. But that's not possible with the manual drones. That's where the autopilot comes in and helps us a lot in terms of you know visibility, communication, and a lot of other parameters are there. So I'll start off with showing you some equipment or some drone parts. So this is a drone transmitter, and we can control all the maneuvers, all the actions. We can also program this particular transmitter in a way that if we need to rotate the camera, we can rotate the angle of the camera also. If we need to drop a particular food package at a location, when that reaches that location, we can just toggle the switch and it will release the food package automatically. And so this is the receiver which goes on the drone, on the frame. It is connected to the flight controller all the time for seamless communication. And let me show you the flight controller, which is the brain of the computer and very much important. So this is a Pixhawk flight controller. There are a lot of other flight controllers also in the market, and I'll not compare those with this, because this has a lot of onboard sensors like gyroscope, accelerometer, magnetometer, and IMUs are also there for performing a lot of tasks autonomously. You can see. So always, if you're flying a drone or if you're manufacturing a drone, just keep in mind, go for this board. There would be a lot of other boards, but this will provide you very good functionality and very easy to use board. And we can connect multiple GPS to this, and we can connect multiple payloads, also integrate that with this motherboard, and it is just good to go. So now I'll show you the GPS. So this is a GPS, global positioning system. Basically what it does is it works on the satellite communication. So GPS always work on satellite communication, right? What happens is we have navigation satellites in the space, and it constantly looks for those satellites for guidance. So the number of more the number of satellites which it can be which are available to this, more would be its accuracy. If we fly the drone inside, there will be no signal inside of GPS, right? So we won't be able to fly this particular drone inside because it works on GPS coordinates. What if we need to operate indoors? I'll just come to it in a while. Just you can keep your focus fixed on this. So this is a GPS module. It has a compass and a magnetometer in this, and for more accuracy we can connect to 2 or 3 GPS also. And Pixhawk also has an onboard GPS, but that's not very accurate because drone has a lot of vibrations, and more the vibrations, less stable it would be. So that's why, because of vibrations, we are not able to use the onboard GPS. We have to attach it from outside. And this is the telemetry module. So you can see Telemetry is used for communication, for transmitting data from drone to basically drone to our system and system to drone. So the communication should happen with the system all the times. If the communication breaks in, then the drone could also, you can lose your drone. So this goes on the drone. You can see the connector. It can be plugged directly to the flight controller here. We can plug this on the flight controller. It goes on with the frame. You can see this as a USB provision, so you can just plug in your laptop and your laptop will be receiving the real-time data from the drone. So we have a lot of softwares as well which are used, obviously. So we'll talk about it in the next webinar. Maybe, if this continues, I'll only focus on hardware in this particular webinar just to motivate you guys, and if you request, we'll make another webinar as well with you. And so this is a motor. So this is not just any regular motor. You cannot use motors from any of your toys or any RC cars, because we have to use a specialized motor which is called BLDC, that is called Brushless DC Motor. What happens in Brushless DC Motor is it has 3 phases, and we can the direction of the rotation depends on its orientation, how we are connecting this to the ESC. I'll also show you that ESC in a while. So what happens is the stator is fixed onto the frame, and the rotor, this rotates, and that's how it rotates the propeller with it. So basically we have electromagnets in it and some permanent magnets also in it to get the required rotation. So I'll also, like to enlighten you on the kV thing. So let's say this. So this is 1000 kV. So 1000 kV means in a single volt, it can make 1000 rotations. So if it's 320 kV, so it means in a single volt it can make 320 or 380, whatever the kV rating is, rotations per volt. And now I'll show you the ESC. So ESC is electronic speed controller. You can think of a capacitor. It is very much similar to that in a lot of ways. So this is 30 amp ESC. What happens is you can see these 3 peripherals here. So these 3 motor and the ESC are plugged in, and we have a power cables here which are attached to the power distribution board directly, and we have a control wire which is plugged into the flight controller. So suppose I give the direction to move the drone to the left side. What will happen is my transmitter, but I just I move this key to left side, so it will send a signal to the receiver which is there on the drone, and this receiver will send a signal to the flight controller. And flight controller, because we have connected ESC also to the flight controller. So here are some of the peripherals. You just have to plug this in, and you can control this the charge going through this capacitor, this ESC, by attaching it to these peripherals. So when I give the left command, the flight controller gives the command to the ESC, to the left side ESCs, that okay, the drone wants to go to left. And so the right side motors, I'll tell you how it works. So this is the drone basically. So let's consider this. This is the front, because these are orange. These are made of orange color because pilot can make out that this is the front of the drone. So if I want to move it towards left, what will happen is these motors will keep on working on the way they are on the RPM, whatever they are working right now. These 2 motors on the right will get more power from the flight controller to move this drone to the left side, because if we want to move it to left, the right side motors will be pumped more, and if we want to move it to right, left side motors will be pumped up. So these motors start generating more thrust. When I give the command, it will tilt a little bit and it will move towards the left. You can see this is a GPS, this is the flight controller here, this is the telemetry module. We have a battery strapping in the below this, and this particular material is called carbon fiber composite, and this is a very sturdy and a very good material to make your drone out of it. So that was that particular components. Let me see if I can also explain. So yeah, let's also talk about the battery. That is very much important. I just forgot. So as of now, the drones are using two kinds of batteries. One is lithium polymer, the other one is lithium ion. So lithium polymer batteries are can provide more burst as compared to lithium ion. So in Tesla, lithium ion cells, you can must have seen, big cells. So in Tesla is using those cells to make their batteries. So all those cells are layered in the chassis so that they can provide uninterrupted current to the motors to rotate. In lithium polymer, what happens is we have partitions in between the cells. So the number of partitions which are there, we determine the S coordinate of the battery. So this is a 3S battery because it has three partitions. If it has six cells, because it has three cells also. So if it is a 6S battery, it will have six cells or six partitions. And I also forgot to tell you about the connectors which we use. So these two connectors, these are not any regular connectors, because what if any connector gets unplugged during the flight? The whole drone will be lost and there will be a crash. Just to avoid that, this particular connectors are called XT60. You can see, like, when we put this inside, there is no chance it can come easily out, it can unplug easily. What we have to do is we have to apply the force to make them come off. So that's why we are using XT60 connectors in this. And also this is a power distribution board. So what it does is we put the battery terminal to these points, and we have soldered these 4 points. You can see this is the one pair, this is the other pair, this is the two pairs which are there. So what happens is it distributes the charge equally to these four peripherals, and ESCs are connected. So the power this wire, sorry, so this power cable, red and black wires, are soldered onto these peripherals. Like four of them, there are four ESCs which are used. So four of them would be put in here, and it will provide equal and charge to all the four peripherals. And just a second, guys. So sorry. Yeah, I guess we are done with the components now, and let's move on to the. Sorry. We also have some propellers with us. I forgot. So, and also what happens in a drone is, like, this particular motor is called number one motor, or one number, and this is the second, this is the third, and this is the fourth motor. What happens? This has to rotate in a clockwise fashion. If it rotates in clockwise direction, this has to work in anti-clockwise direction. So all the motors which are opposite to each other, not opposite, I must say, the next to each other, they have to have a different orientation. If this is clockwise, this would be anti-clockwise. If this is clockwise, this will go clockwise, and this will follow. This is the opposite motor, so that is clockwise. This will also be clockwise. That's how the motors work: clock, anti-clock, clock, anti-clock. So on that note, we have these propellers with us. So these are the plastic propellers, and according to the movement, according to clockwise or anti-clockwise, these propellers are designed. So if this is a clockwise this propeller, you can see they are different with as compared to each other. So you can see the opposite replicas, it is just a negative of each other. That's how the propellers work. Let's move on to the next slide. So let's talk about the AI aspect of the drone. So making a drone is not a big deal. A lot of students, a lot of people make the drone every year. But to put this to real use, or put this to commercial application, we must have obstacle avoidance. We must have AI layer which is applied onto it, and for that AI layer we have to have a onboard computer. So if you guys know, there is Raspberry Pi, there is NVIDIA Jetson, NVIDIA Nano. So those are onboard computers which we put in addition to our drones. Those particular onboard computers, they can instantly process the visual data or the LiDAR data and take the decision. So suppose, because if we are only relying on the cloud pipeline, there will be a lot of latency also added to it. But if we can't afford latency, if we want to take the drone needs to take a decision immediately or in real time, then we need to provide a very good onboard computer, and we need to put the AI models and obstacle avoidance algorithms to make the whole operation automatically or autonomously. So this is our system called Cognixa AI engine. It is a cloud-based pipeline. So the data is sent to the cloud service where it processed. And if we can't afford the latency, then we always process the data on the edge itself, on the edge computer which we have on the drone. But both the cases are relatively, independent, and we have to take a call according to the use case. So I'll give you an example. So suppose monitoring and surveillance of the public area has to be done. So it needs to process the data in real time, because whenever it's capturing those video or any imagery, it has to process that, okay, this particular person is about to shoot someone, it sees a gun. So their on edge processing has to be there to take that decision to either alert the authorities or follow that particular person. But like suppose if if you're doing a survey, there is a agricultural field, very big agriculture, let's say 10 hectares, and that farmer wants us to do a survey of his or her field. So what happens is the drone will go capture the data, and it will be putting that transferring that data in real time to the cloud pipeline. So the added latency is not a big concern in that case, because the data will get processed, and there's no urgency to get that data. So in that case, we can use a cloud pipeline for that purpose. So all the decisions, all the hardware, all the algorithms are designed or are in such a way that it is able to fulfill that particular use case for which it is being built. So that is where we master, and we only work on customized solutions, tailor-made solutions for our clients. So we provide end-to-end product. Client doesn't have to worry that where they can get the AI model, or where they need to get the drone from, or where they need to get a sensor which they want to pair with the drone or in their system. So we provide every kind of integration, end-to-end integration to our clients. That's how we are able to survive as of now, because our orientation or our focus is not on selling drones. Selling a drone is not our target. Our target is to sell the solution, sell or add value to our client's production area or the environment. So we have a cloud, Aiotize cloud, and the drone, which are paired together, and that's how we operate. So what happens is the drone will capture the data from the infrastructure, send it to the cloud pipeline, it gets processed. You can deploy n number of instances, n number of services like recognition and all. So after that, the result will be displayed on the dashboard, which is also provided by us. So what the client can do is they can have multiple users using that system according to the designation. So suppose if he or she is a business owner, they'll have the admin rights to it. They can visualize, or they can call a drone on that particular site whenever it is required. If there is a manager who's an employee of that businessman, so that he or she won't be having access to call a drone or see all kinds of data which is vital for the client. And because there's a very tough competition nowadays in all the industries, so data integrity is very much important, and we have to maintain data integrity. That's why we are not procuring anything from China or Chinese drones, because we cannot rely if the data leaves their premises or a client's location. So Adani Ports and DP World are our clients. So Adani is a very big name in the industry. So if their operational data or their business data goes outside their premise, and the competition or the competitor uses that data to maul them up, that will be a very big problem for them and for us as well, because we are providing the infrastructure. So we also have to ensure the data integrity. So we have a lot of agreements and MOUs with the client regarding the data integrity. And we don't take the data from our client's premise. That data stays on the drone, and drone is connected to their own servers, so that we don't get into the hassle of if anything bad happens. So this is the vision. So Sudhanshu sir and Chris sir shared the same thoughts with me a couple of times, and that's how we came up to the conclusion where we will make a platform which can do multiple which can do multiple tasks. So we'll also provide security, surveillance, surveying, mapping, construction management, emergency response, drone delivery, warehouse management, mining metals, and asset inspections. So one platform with unlimited applications or unlimited scope. In future, if we get a request to make a particular suit for a particular application, we can just integrate this on our master suite. This will be our master suite, where all the other use cases, all the other algorithms will be there. The client just needs to select a particular use case or a particular scenario, and the drone can be do that task in real time. That's what we want to provide our clients, because there's a chance that they don't require security surveillance at present using a drone, but that's a need in future. So whenever they'll put up the request, it will take time for us to develop the product, develop the AI models and all, just to save that hassle. We have already designed a lot of algorithms, and we are looking forward to making a platform where all these algorithms are live. You'll very soon see the dashboard and the application of Aiotize put to online for people to assess that and give us the feedback. So I hope every one of you also participate in that. It would be very much insightful for you and very much fruitful for us, your valuable feedback. So these are our service portfolio as of now, using the infrastructure or using the hardware which I just told. So business intelligence. I'll explain what business intelligence and automation is, because it might be a new term for some of you, but some of you might have also been working in the industry. You understand these protocols. So, but we have a generalized approach. In business intelligence, we collect a lot of data. Like suppose there is a queue. So, and our business owner wants to assess. I'll take another example rather than this for business intelligence. Let's say there are hundred of thousands of container which come into our client's premise, like because if the container has to be shipped, the truck has to bring that container inside the port, and then that particular truck will be parked, and the container would be lifted off the crane and then put to the ship, which is a cargo ship basically. So we need to know that how can we reduce time a particular truck or a particular container that stays in their premise. They need to cut down that round of that time constraint. What will happen is we'll keep on scanning that how many containers are coming in on daily basis. What happens after they come in? They have to park somewhere before launching the container to the ship or what? And we can collect this data, provide this data to the client, that okay, if on a particular day these many containers are coming in, how you need to manage those containers. That all is possible using the data analytics run over that particular data set which we collect on the client side. IOD, Internet of Drones, and this is basically an ecosystem where multiple drones do a task. And suppose we have to map the rail line. It is not possible for a single drone to do it in a single day. So what will happen is we'll have 5 or 10 drones after equal intervals, and they'll share insights with each other as well. So the drones are connected with each other, and they communicate that okay, this much area is done, so the second drone has to continue from where the first drone left the work. And they are also connected to our centralized hub, and they share the information with each other, and as well as at the same time they share the information at the hub also. That is called Internet of Drones. So we also deal in bespoke IoT solutions for the production environment. Like suppose you need to calculate the temperature inside a particular container, that there's a threshold, or there's a cold chain cargo which is going on, so we can put temperature sensors on the inside the containers, and we can get that data, and accordingly, they can also monitor if there are some perishable goods inside that container, and that will have a less turnaround time, because we cannot provide refrigeration for a long period of time. Those containers could be sent out or sent in on priority. ROS. So ROS is robotic operating system. I remember I told you in the beginning that we can only fly a drone outside using the GPS coordinates and all. But what if the operation has to be done indoors? GPS don't work indoors. What we do is we can put a LiDAR, laser guided mechanism, which will scan for obstacles like on 360-degree angle, and if anything comes in vicinity of that drone, it will take a maneuver according to that particular subject. If anyone tries to come near to it, it will automatically go away from them, because we can design a system in such a way that it cannot harm a human. And so where is why do we need the drones for in-house or flying inside the premises? So as we have logistics client, we have a lot of warehouses. Amazon, Flipkart, or all the e-commerce platforms, they have a lot of big warehouses where they store their goods. In that case, they also need to maintain the inventory, how much material is coming in, how much material is going out of their inventory. So to maintain that, because the cargo is shipped on stacking fashion, one over each other. So there are, let's say, 10 stacks. It is not possible for a person to see the cargo on the top shelf. So in that case, what we do is, whenever the stuff is coming in, we put QR codes on that. QR code will hold all the information, like what's inside the package, what when it needs to leave their leave for delivery, basically. So we put QR codes on all the cargo. So the drone goes inside, it scans that particular QR code, and it keeps on updating it in the system that, okay, this much inventory has come in, or this much inventory is left. And that's how we operate the drones inside a building. Thermal and night vision, or day-night surveillance capabilities. So as I told you, we have FLIR camera, which Ioniron just purchased it, and using that night vision or thermal camera, we can make out. I'll quickly show you a video. I have kept some separate videos also for you. Just a second. Downloaded the document. Yeah, here it is. I'll show you the videos how we work on the ground. So thermal detection, as we are on that particular topic. Let's see if it plays. Yeah. So this is done by the thermal camera. How it works is, thermal cameras capture data according to the basically the heat which is dissipated by the subject. So this is the human body. This has to be 37 degrees Celsius. So the camera, when sends this footage to our algorithm works on the pixel intensity. So it checks that what color each pixel is. So suppose, like, this particular pixel is purple, so it means that this is a very cool temperature, at a very less temperature as this human body is, because humans always dissipate heat to the environment. So this will because this is a heated object, this will be shown in yellow, orange, and red. And according to their body, this pixel intensity, we just put a number or we put the temperature with that particular, we assign that temperature to that particular subject. And if the temperature is above 37 degrees Celsius, so in COVID, you might have, waited in long queues to get yourself temperature checked and all. But we don't need those kind of handheld devices anymore if we can implement this particular project. This will have this works on the pixel intensity, and we can easily make out if a particular body temperature of more than 37 degrees Celsius or 98 Fahrenheit. So accordingly, nearby a doctor or any security people could be alarmed that, okay, this particular subject's body temperature is more, and we don't need that. And so thermal and night vision analytics. So I explained you right that we are able to operate at night time was also. This is how it's done. So this is infrared video. This is in black and white. So we can train an algorithm to capture the particular objects, like this is a truck or basically the stop sign or any other feature also we can capture easily at night time also. Just see, it can it scan this particular stop sign, then it knows this is a person. So that's how we are able to operate at night. And because of low visibility, we cannot tell our clients that we will not operate at night, because uh, that is their primary requirement, that the operations need to continue 24 by 7 365. So we cannot afford to not operate at night time. This is a port operation which I just explained, how the containers and all. So this is a DP World facility. It is in Cochin where we did this POC, and you can see the drone can capture the footage. And here we have to make sure that trucks are in line with each other. If they are not in line, there's a crane which you'll see in a while. It can crash, and that this particular crane is for 80 CR, 80 crore rupees. If by mistake any one of them misplaces or mispark their vehicles, this particular crane can come to ground, and that will be a very huge loss. To maintain that, to curb that, we have provided the algorithms and all, so that they can see if particular truck is not parked properly, the crane won't come in the picture. It will stay where it is. It will stop the operation immediately. We cannot afford to lose such a big infrastructure, and because so you can see it can make out other objects also. I guess this was built using YOLO, you only look once algorithm. And now we have also upgraded to our custom models as well, so we can use our custom model also for the operation. And if any one of you has a good hold on AI and you want to work on AI models specifically for drones, I would be very much happy to host you guys. So this is me. We are standing down. So in this particular area, we also have a task to scan that if the particular subject or laborer are wearing the security gear or not. Because if anything falls on them, they lose their life, but the company also has to compensate a lot of money to their family and all, because that particular accident happened on their job location. So the employer is responsible for that, to take care of their families and compensate them very there is no particular compensation for anyone's human life. But again, whatever they have to do to, like, they have to maintain this decorum in order to save them from all this hassle. Now I'll show you the seal detection. So this is a seal of a container, and we have to read this number to because what happens is, truck drivers, if the seal is not there, they can easily take out the stuff, sell it in the open market, and tell the client that okay, this got lost or someone stole it. But to stop that, our clients, they put this seal number, which has a seal with the number, and we have to detect the number. So you can see here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. It is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. That is a very simple data, with basically AI algorithm, object character recognition. Many of you, because you're connected with iNeuron, it is obvious you guys would be excelling in all these algorithms and all these designs. But again, I'm just showing you to motivate you guys that drone is not the only hardware which you need to focus on. You also need to focus where this drone will be used and what will be the end result of the drone. So that is all dependent on our AI pipeline. Container ID recognition. So you in a lot of cases, containers comes in, we have to read the container number. So for that also we are using OCR. You can see this number has been detected. Just a second. You can see it has detected the number. So that was the container ID. Now this is the YOLO video which we made. This was the first video which we shot, and we put it to our AI pipeline. So I guess at that time only YOLO 1 was there. Nowadays I know YOLO 2 is also there in the market, but this was all we had. Let's see if it plays. Yeah, it is playing. It is a car park area of a university. So we had airborne the drone, and it was able to make out a lot of objects. We were just that this is just a test. This is not a real time or a production environment where our drone is deployed. This is the R&D only. It is also able to make this ball. This might be a stone. So YOLO is a very powerful algorithm, I must say. Let's see what's there in the surveillance. It is the same video, but from a different perspective. You can see it can detect people and all, and we also have to make out their helmets and security gear in future. That is already in our pipe. This project is already in our pipeline. So let's move on to the back to the presentation, and I'll skip the financial data. This is not required. No. Yeah. So our AI pipeline or our mission planning algorithms, mission planning for our drone makes us a very unique player in the market, and we are focused on research based. So Aiotize is a research based startup. We are not here to sell solutions or sell products. We are here to do our research and enable other startups, enable other drone companies with our research. So this industry project is something separate, but we want to see us as enablers in the industry. So like you guys, if any one of you tomorrow plans of doing their own drone startup, so how will you start? You have to do the research from scratch, how to make a drone, how to assemble everything, and then you have to scale the product. It will take 3 or 4 years or maybe 5 years for you to do that uh, basically successfully. So that's where we come into picture. We have done our research, we have done our development from quite a long time, and we want to make it available for you guys or for budding entrepreneurs. We will be enabling the entrepreneurs in the future with our research, because my team has done a very extensive research on materials as well, on the avionics, on the electronics, and the propulsion systems. So just let us know if you want to move in that direction, because we would love to support you. And so this is the business model. I'll explain you how we make money. That is very much important, right? So we are dealing in B2B segment only. B2B is business to business segment. If we deal with directly clients could be like people like you. That is called B2C. So that is business to client. And the revenue streams from where we get money is from hardware sales. So if we sell a drone to a client, that is a hardware sale, right? We get money for that. We have a markup price, like, okay, we'll sell this drone for 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, or 10 lakh rupees. So that from there we get this hardware upfront sale from our clients. Second is a subscription fee. So we don't charge our clients for AI models and all. They can either subscribe or for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, or they can go for a pay-as-you-go model. For pay-as-you-go model, just like AWS does, if you deploy a instance, if you deploy a resource on AWS infrastructure, it will charge you for the particular time frame you have deployed it for. So in our case, we also do the same. So whatever bandwidth our client uses, suppose our AI model ran for about 1 hour. 1 hour it did the detections. We'll charge them for that 1 hour. We'll not charge them for the full time they have the model with them, because that is not feasible. That is not profitable for them. So the third is one-time customization fee. So like we have dashboards and other hardwares and AI pipelines. So if they need to get it customized for them, they want their own branding or they want some particular feature to be added, we charge them money. And so that is a OEM. OEM is called original equipment manufacturer, and ODM is original design manufacturer. So it is like, I'll give you an example. If you want to launch your air purifier brand, suppose. So but you don't have any manufacturers here in India which could provide you air purifiers at competitive prices. If they're present, they will be the prices would be too high. So what you do is you go to China, you look for a manufacturer who already manufactures for a lot of clients. You'll go to them, you pay them the money. They'll put their logo, they'll put your logo on that air purifier and send it to India, and you can sell it off in the market on Amazon or any Flipkart. So that is called original equipment manufacturer. He's the manufacturer for that. You are just reselling it. Original design manufacturer. So suppose now the scenario is you have to make a particular size of air purifier. So you have the design ready with you, but you don't know where to get it from. What you'll do is you'll take your design to Chinese manufacturer. You give your design, they'll manufacture it according to your design and provide you with the final product, and they'll ship it and you can sell it. That is called original design, where you are providing the design to them and they are just manufacturing it. So this is the solutions. That's what we provide, OEM and ODM, to our clients. So if any of the clients want to get a customized drone or a customized drone environment, they come to us either with their requirement or with their design. Both are welcome. And we make the custom drone for them, if put their logo on it, and they can resell it also, or they can use it for their own purpose as well. Drone out of the box. So this is basically a condition where the client only requires a drone. They don't want AI, they don't want any other attachments with it. They just need a drone with a camera. They just want to fly it for their personal or business purpose. We can only supply the drone. If they want drone as a service, so it is not always feasible for our clients to procure the drone, and the drone sits in their inventory for long and they just use it once a month. That is not profitable again. So what we do is we provide them with a service where our drone and our pilot will go to their site, and when it reaches their like they need to do recurring task. They do the task, our pilot and the drone will come back, and we charge them with whatever the fees of that particular operation is. But if they want it twice a month or thrice a month, that can also be done. So on that particular dates, our pilot will do the operation for them. They don't need to buy the drone from us, and that's how they can also save money. That is how we can also make money. So AI on demand. AI on demand is basically if only AI is required. They have a CCTV camera systems, or they already have a drone system in place. They just want our AI algorithms. We just provide access to our AI algorithms, and we can attach a drone on our platform, and they are good to go, good to operate. I'll show you that platform also. Just a second. So this is a very bare minimum MVP which we have built. UI UX is not there. This is a scratch version. So this is where the drone footage will come, and this is where the detections will happen. And if we need to add a drone to this platform, we just need to edit this. We need the IP address, we need the port path, and when we put the data, the drone is good to go. So it will be onboarded on our platform like that. Just a second. I'll show you. So they can select the models from here. Which model do they need to put? Suppose this is a OCR. This is for inspection. This is for monitoring and surveillance. So what they can do is they can select the model, and it will show them that is it in use or not. And you can easily so if this footage is coming from drone 1, you just need to select the model out of all the available models and just press analyze. The detection will start to happen. This is how a drone platform is working, and we are looking for improving a lot of stuff in this. So with time, I guess we'll be able to do that. So that's it, guys, from my end. If there are any questions, I would love to answer them. Or what you can do is you can post the your questions and all on the platform, and you can also reach out to us. My email ID is shivansh@iotize.com, shivansh@aiotize.com. You can mail me your questions, or if you need any other clarity, you need to come to our office. You can come to iNeuron's office in Bangalore, and we have a very good innovation lab where you can make use of all kinds of hardware. We have a 3D printer in place. If you can print your own drone, if you need to print any part, everything is available. We have a lot of equipment here which would be useful in your learning career and your learning journey, basically. And I guess that's it. Let's wrap up this webinar. It was a great pleasure to present in front of iNeuron family, and I hope a lot of drone entrepreneurs, a lot of drone startups come in from our own fraternity, and we will be honored to help you guys